Hi everyone and welcome back to Chef Seats. Today we're going to be preparing good old baby back ribs. These fall off the bone tender bad boys are just going to be leaving us craving more, and the best thing about it is that we can do this at home in our own oven. Once again guys, the only thing we're going to need are a few simple ingredients, so let's get started. First we need to analyze our meat and make sure that we have a really nice healthy slab of meat. I have a really reputable butcher and he takes care of me pretty well. Look how clean that is. Nice. And to ensure our tenderness, it's really important that we remove the silver skin off the backside of the bones. Simply by grabbing a paper towel, it helps us grab the skin. Pure skin on skin makes it pretty slippery, so it's better to use a towel that's going to help us remove it. We can usually take this off just in one swipe, and if it doesn't, just come back and pull it a little bit more. There we go. Just take it off as simply as this. This is going to really help tenderize our ribs. This is my personal own spice blend, just a few different household ingredients that I have, but I highly suggest that you go to the store and try a few different types out, see what you like, your own palate. And now as you can see here, while I'm distributing the rub all across the ribs, I do it quite aggressively and quite evenly. What you're going to find is that this is going to create a beautiful bark and a really nice crust on the outside. So after they're finished roasting, oh yay, I told you, we're roasting these bad boys. Don't worry, it's going to pay off in the long run. You're going to get this really succulent bark on the outside and a really juicy, meaty tender inside. Watch, you'll see. It's also very important to distribute this rub on the top side, bottom side, everywhere, nice and evenly. Giving them all a nice massage and allowing all the flavors just to soak inside to the meat. There you go, don't be shy. Put it everywhere. You're just going to be gaining flavor. So now after our rub's been evenly distributed, all on the top, all on the bottom, all on the sides, and rubbed in and massaged, personally I like to allow my meat to rest for about 20 minutes before going into the oven. This is going to create all of our spices to infuse into our meat and just game up so much of that yummy flavor that we have. And it's also going to help with the bark. So in the meantime, I'm turning up my oven to about 300 degrees. I find that that's just a perfect number and perfect temperature for us to go at it. It's not too long, not too slow, not too fast. It creates our ribs to be nice and tender and doesn't take too much time up in our day. You know, that's one thing a lot of people are afraid of when making their ribs, just taking too much time up. Look at that, massage it all in, get all these spices. Doesn't it look yummy already? Uh-oh, you hear that? That means our oven's ready. But we still have to wait now. Look at this, after 20 minutes of allowing it to hang out and marinate, all that flavor that's gained in. Wow, it's going to create a great crust. So after we pop this in, we'll come back to it in about 3 hours, and in the meantime, let's make our sauce. The first thing we'll need to do is just prepare our aromatics. This is just half an onion. I'm just going to easily large dice it. Followed by a few cloves of garlic. Just simply smash them. There you go. Wash your hand also. Be very careful while hitting a knife. This can be dangerous, everybody. There you go. No fancy cuts over here. Now I'm going to roll our orange so that we can get our juices out of it. This is going to help break down the cells on the inside, and when we squeeze it we're going to get a lot more juice out of it. There we go. I have all of our aromatics taken care of. Let's start making our sauce. Now in a medium-high heat pan with a little bit of oil, toss our aromatics in. This is going to be a very quick cooking, like usual. There you go. Make sure that all of our vegetables are broken up. Stir it very often. Cooking over a heat like this is going to make it a lot easier to burn. So just make sure that we're stirring on a lot more of a regular basis. The caramelization is just going to add another depth of flavor, but mind you, it's also going to be good to keep our vegetables still in quite a raw state. There you go. See that? That's going to add another depth of flavor. Now that we have this all taken care of, time to add our bourbon. Now cook this down. Let this reduce at least by half. Cook off as much of the alcohol before adding the rest of the ingredients. Follow with our rice vinegar, our hoisin sauce. This is going to add a slight plum fruity sweetness. Our honey. Followed by our ketchup. There we go, get everything out of there. Now we could also add the juice of our oranges. Getting so much more juice out. Look at that, just oozing out. That's just simply because we rolled it. Nice little trick that the chefs do in the kitchen. There we go, get all that out. I like to add a little bit of my own special spice blend. This is optional. If you like to do it, do so. If not, you could add your own. And a little bit of sesame oil. This is going to give it a nutty, slight smokiness, a roastiness to the sauce. There we go. Let's give that all a stir. And now what we're just going to do is raise this up to a boil and lower it to a simmer. And let it cook very gently on low for about 30 minutes. You're going to see how much it's going to thicken up. All the aromatics of the onion and garlic is going to get released into it. Here we go. So now that it's come up to a full boil, let's just lower the heat a little bit. So a nice gentle simmer. We'll come back to this in 30 minutes, and this is what it should look like. There we go. All the flavors have come together. The only thing we're going to have to do is blend it up. Nice and thick. Now when blending anything, especially this hot, make sure we use extreme caution. Pour away from ourselves, place the lid on top, and let's pulse it a few times before we let it go hard. There we go. This can go for about 3 minutes until it's nice and smooth. This is going really nice and smooth now. This is going to be perfect to glaze our ribs with. Check this out. See how nice and thick and rich we got this? There you go. These are going to be beautiful for a glaze. So when the bones start to come away from the meat, just as you can see so here, it means that our ribs are just nearly done. Okay, let's get a close-up. See how it's just slightly pulling away? You don't want it falling off the bone. That's going to mean that it's overcooked. Here we are. I really like to be quite generous when I'm glazing my ribs. Just a little extra sauce never hurt anybody, right? So just simply spoon some on top, a little here, a little there. And I use a paintbrush, which helps me out. It might sound a little strange, but if you have an extra clean paintbrush at your house, that'll definitely help you coat it. And same idea as with the rub, is just make sure that everything is covered up. This is just going to be a whole nother layer of flavor added to it, and also add with our crunch. Yep, it's going to thicken up and caramelize on the outside, and it's going to taste so nice and yummy. Then we can just pop this back in the oven for another 30 minutes at 325 degrees. In the meantime, I'm just going to prepare a garnish. Just some sliced scallions cut on a hard bias. Just as simple as that. There we go. Set that aside, and we're done. And after that 30 minutes, look at what happened. Oh yeah, let's dig in. So there's no simple plate up here. Right on a plate, everybody. Look at that. Oh, I'm excited. This is going to be a good one. Topped with a few of our scallions. Only thing left for us to do after this is to dig in. Nice. Thank you guys for watching this. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned a lot. Here's our baby back ribs, just in time for the 4th of July, everybody. Here's the recipe as following. Please tell me what you did. I'm really excited to hear if you did any changes, and give me all your feedback. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.